Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. My name is Fadinvest. So this morning, this day, I want to review some of our strategies based on the performance in the month of March 2024. Okay, so I'll be showing you the concluding part of most of the strategies, updating their reports, and from their reports, we'll be able to know the direction of the markets and information that we can or we should have used in the report to get our results, okay? To be able to trade accurately. So let me share my screen. Um, yep, so this is our strategy. Sorry, the Bofad strategies reports. So today is the first. So it means, so let me show you. See, today is the 1st of April. So that means we're through with March. So just want to do a summary report of March to know what happened and the final results that we're supposed to have gotten. All things being equal, if we have done everything correctly. Okay. So I want to show this in a live situation so that I'll be able to follow the process easily. Okay. So over the course of the month, remember, according to this report, the normal condition is our day one, the day we chose as day one, we put the updates here, the high and low. Once we start the day one, at the end of week one of the day one, which is going to be the Friday of the day one. So if day one is Wednesday, then the Friday of that Wednesday, end of Friday is going to be week one. If day one is Thursday, then our week one we're going to be Thursday and Friday. If day one is Wednesday, our day one is going to be Wednesday. Our week one is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday report. So whatever, once we start our day one, then the end of the week will be our week one report, which we are going to update here, okay? Then once we finish updating that, then from then on, we have our week two, then sometimes week three, week four, but sometimes as well, between week two and week three, we start a new report as well. So in real sense, sometimes this may not be the final report. The report may not be after each other. So if we have week one, but the next one must always be a progress. So usually what happens is that every month, sometimes we cut it into two, okay? So what we do is day one, week two, then week three. So instead of this week three starts as another week one again, okay? So we have week three as week one, week four as week two, but this one, the final report here shows all the weeks in the course of the month, the highest and the lowest. So it's like week zero, week one, week two, week three, week four, week five, the highest and the lowest for the whole of the month. Okay, so this gives us the whole report from for the month. And where do we get this information from? We get this information from a report I called Fin March New Bofad 24 monthly. So sometimes because I it's usually Fin, but this is Fin 2 actually, but it normally is actually Fin. So sometimes when I try to receive it again and continue, then I label it as 2 or 3. Okay, so March New Bofad 24 monthly. So that's where we obtain our data from. Okay, so this data is updated every day. Okay, so this report is updated every day, and it has the prices at the time of updates, as well as the highest price and the lowest price for the day continuously. So if the highest price is a new peak, then we are going to change it from what is there before until we get to the maximum. So anytime the ones that are colored yellow are the ones that have changed last. Okay, so you see that for every product, there must be a yellow color at the end of every one. So that's the rule. So that's where we get our report from. Okay, so now like, okay, this is 25. So in most cases, because it has entered into what's it called, into April. So because I usually also start the market, the reports from April indirectly. So I'll have to look at a bit of April too in my report. Okay, so I'll be looking at a bit of April Bofad monthly, as you can see here. Okay, so April Bofad monthly. So that will be where I'm going to get my final update from. So remember, this ended at 25. Okay, so I'm going to get the rest for the rest of the month from April report. So which you are going to see here. Yeah, so I think this is where that report ended. Okay, so 25, 26. Okay, this is 26. Okay, so I didn't have this in the report. So I'm going to copy this. Don't worry. All that matters is for the report to be correct. Once the report is correct, then we don't have any issue. Oh, okay, I've even copied 26 already. Okay, so I just need to copy. So that means I need to go and copy just 27, 28, 29. Okay, so here we have 27. Good. So I'm going to copy 27 to the end of March. So our last day in March is 29. Okay, so I'm going to copy that and put it here. Okay, so that's it. So, but we have to update this. Okay, so how do we update it? All we just need to do is get the last updates of the report and compare. But normally, let me show you how I usually update it, how it should be updated normally. But because of time, I'll just try and summarize it because I already know what's going to happen. So for example, let's look at AUD card. Okay. So like I told you earlier, the the updates are done according to um change in price. So when the prices change in real time, then we have to color it yellow. So for example, here, look at it, AUD card, the price was moving from 0.885 to 0.887. It stopped at 0.887 here, moved down to from 0.882 to 0.88. Then from 0.88 again, it changed up again to 0.885 upwards, 0.886, 0.893. You can see the movement 0.895 until the 14th. So here again, at this date, if you look at another yellow, another green line. So this is the progress. So it's like a mountain. So the mountain started from, look at where it started from. You can see from 14% on the 28th of February. So from 14%, and it started increasing until it got to 70% on the 13th of March. So on the 13th of March again, we changed it, we reduced the gap again to 23%. And then from then on again, it grew from 23% to 56%. Okay. So normally it's supposed to grow. So let's see. So what happens is, like I told you, because we change so we check if this is still the same. So 0.895 still remains the same. This is 0.886, 0.85. So which means it covers these two. Okay. But here you can see it moved from 0.883 to 0.881 to 0.88. But our 0.895 still remains the same. So we're going to copy this officially. So you can see the progress. So it moved. So at the end of the day, we achieved 60. Oh, good. So we achieved another 70% again. You can see we achieved another 70% again here. So the market grew from 23%. And you see here from 23% to 70%. Okay, to 70%. And all these growths, as you can see, the market was from 0.895 and came downwards to 0.88. So the market did not move upwards again. And that is what, with this information, we are able to identify the direction of the market. And that's why you see here, decisions is mostly sell, because the markets had been all the way down. Meanwhile, if you look at the first phase, the market was more up, a buy in the first phase of the month, or later the market changed backwards to low. So it moved from 0.88, as you can see, upwards to 0.895, and from 0.895 again, the market came down to 0.88. So that is the movement of the market. So went up and came down. So it has its own buying time, and it has the selling time as well. Can you see that? So let's do one more. So automatically, I've been able to update that. So by the time I'm copying the report of this, like for example now, AUD 8.895.88. So if you look at our reports here for AUD card, you see, can you see that? So our highest price is 0.895, and then our lowest price is 0.88 for the whole of the month. So that's what we need. Okay. So let's take another second example to understand how that works again. Okay. So let's look at AUDJPY. So same thing, AUDJPY, like I told you, these data are populated every day. Okay. So it now depends on the movement. So any side that is yellow is the last side to change direction. So you can see 99.1 came down to 97.3. From 97.3 again went up to 98.3, came down to 96.8 at this point. Can you see? And like I said, look at the market grew from 11% to 47%, 42% on this date, okay, on the 13th. And then it was restarted again to start at 14%. And then it grew again from 14% to 83. So which may to 83% at the end of the day. So how do we get again this again? Like I told you, we just copied 27th to 29th data. So we need to update it. So you see that from the report, the market never came down below 97.2, and then never went up above 100.2. So which means this is our final report, okay, for this. So our highest is 100.2. Our lowest is 97.2 for the second piece. So we now go to now compare that with our report that we had before for AUDJPY. Okay. So, but because, as you can see here, the 100.2 is okay. But here, because earlier in the beginning of, in the first phase, we already had a low of 96.8. Okay, so we are going to change our low here to 96.8, not 97.2. So our lowest for the month is 96.8, as you can see here, and then our highest for the month is 100.2. Okay, so that's how we are able to get our data that we used here. Okay, so we copied all the updated data, and then so at the end of the month, this is our highest and lowest for the whole of the month. Okay, so what does this, what do we now use this for? So this also has a lot of information that have been tabulated to get the percentage growth, and also to get our actions as buy or sell, and also to get the average. Okay, so if you look at here, this is our average one, and this is our average two. Okay, so it's either the market moves from average one to average two upwards, or it moves from average one to average two downwards. So if the market moves from average one to average two upwards, that means the market is a buy for the month. If the market moves from average one downwards to average two, then that means the market is a sell. Okay, so that's what that means. Okay, and that also we can see from this tabulation. Okay, so this tabulation tells us, look, the market, the max, when we have two conditions being the same, so the market is a buy. So like we said here, look at the market. Initially it was 97.6, it came down to 97.3, 97.2, 96.8, and then it moved upwards to 98.2, to 99, and then to 100.2. So at the end of the day, our AUDJPY was a buy market. Okay, and that also we can see here at day 7, it had already started buying from day 7. So from day 7 to the end of the month, it was a buy all through. Look at this example as well to Euro AUD. From day 7, it was a sell, and then the end of the month too, it was a sell. So if you look at the history, the market came down from 1.67 to 1.658, and then finally to 1.644. Can you see that? So that's how we are able to get all these our data. Okay. So once we get the updates, and then it also means more information. So for example, what it's trying to tell us is the backup positions. So it's telling us that, look, the market is a buy, but if the market price should fall to 99.3, then the market will start to sell. Okay, so for the Euro AUD, for example, the market was a sell, as you can see here, but it's telling us that if the market should go to 1.656, then the market will be a buy. Okay, so that is what this is trying to tell us. So once we are able to get this, we're able to compare it with the current price to see if the market has actually reached that position. So if the market reached that position, once this is a yes, then it gives us the decision here, and it gives us the price to take that decision on the long run. So once we get to that position, then we are safe, because it will serve as a backup for us just in case the market decides to reverse to the other side. Okay, so this is a comprehensive logic that works with every idea to be able to know our moving position and at our backup position. So if the market is going to the direction that we want, let's follow the move. If the market is going against us, let's follow the move. So that will be able to get that decision continuously, every move, every day of the month. Okay, so all this will just do for us is to give us the idea and the price to take the action, and the action to take as a buy or sell once the market has passed our risk plan. Are you getting me? So that's the idea. And then we must ensure that this place is a yes. So you can say everything is a yes now. Initially, somewhere, if you look at previous, some of them were no at some point in time, but now all of them have passed their risk factor. So once they pass their risk factor, they ignite this. So which means once it activates a yes, then we start to plan our backups. So we focus more on our backups when they are yes, okay? But when they are still no, it means it's still within the backup positions. Okay, so that's what it does. Yeah, so we get all the data correctly from this report, and then we now update our market move. So like I said earlier, again, this is 31st. So let's see although some of them are already updated, but not all of them. So let's identify if we have the correct report. Okay. So to be able to conclude for the month. So 31st, as you can see, so I've changed it from 28th to 31st. Okay. So 31st. So for the March as well, um, so we want to see the growth of the market from the beginning of the month to the end of the month, okay? So this is our average one and average two at the beginning of the month at week 0. Okay, both of them usually start as the same, but our average one remains the same. Now let's look at our average two at the end of the period. So here we get our average two figure from this point, okay? So we come here and copy our average two report. So let me see. Okay, so we copy our average two report and bring it here. So we copy and paste here. So that's our average two report at the end of the month. So let's copy for the second part as well. Our average two reports. So we paste that here as well at the bottom. So then we also have the highest and the lowest for the month on this side. Okay, so the highest and the lowest for the month on this side, we have them here. Yeah, so at the end of the day, when there is a change, if the market goes up, we color it green. If it comes down, we color it red. So you can see here, this initial average 2 was 97.75, is now 98.5. So what does this mean? This means that the market has grown. So this move shows that this is a buy market, okay? So this also from 0.6550 to 0.657, this also is a buy market, as you can see here, okay? Now, this from 1.665, it moved to 1.657. So this is a sell market. From 0.856 to 0.855. So this also is a sell market, okay? From 162.7 to 162.95, this is a buy market. So sometimes the reason why they are having buy and sell is because we copied it from here. So what that means is that at a time, the market went to a sell, and then the market changed from a sell to a buy. So at the end of the day, it has both sides. But this will give us a better information of the last side to go. So this went last as a sell, because the market came from 0.8856 to 0.8555. So if you go and look at the growth of the prices, the high and the low, you see that the market came down last. The low was the last side to change, okay? So that's how. So with this information and comparing, look at FTSE from 7630 to 7777. So that is a growth up, and that is how we are able to get this our final report for the end of the month. So this is comparing the first side at the top is comparing the beginning of the month to the end of the month, okay? But our second part is comparing this current month to our last month, okay? So this side is comparing our current month to our last month. So this is what we have at the end of February, and this is what we have at the end of March. So let's compare to know if it is a growth or a decrease. So look at it, 98.5, so that's a green. 0.657 from 0.653, that's a green. 0.6448 to 0.657. So that's a green as well. So despite the fact that in the month it came down, but still from previous month is still a rise. From 0.853 to 0.855. That's also another green, as you can see there. So that is also a buy. Okay. So in real sense, for this, even though this is, like we said, this is not for the comparing. Okay. So if you now want to compare this to each one, so I think that should even be what we'll be doing instead of just copying what we have there. So we just need to adjust this, okay, to be able to reflect the growth. Okay, so at the end of, so for the bottom side, we'll be having either a buy or a sell based on this report. So if you look at this for now, according to this, so this will be a no action, okay? So this is a buy because the market moved from 97.3 to 98.5. Same thing as the bottom, it grew upwards. For this 1.648 to 1.657. So that as well is a buy. Okay. So from 853 to 0.855, that as well is a buy as well. Okay. Good. So from 160.7 to 162, that's a buy too. From 1.079 to 1.088, that's a buy. From 75.91 to 77, that's a buy. From 188 to 190, that's a buy. From 1.264 to 1.274, that's a buy. From 2025 to 2129, that's a buy. From 17.6 to 18.1, that's a buy. From 0.61 to 0.612 to 0.61, that's a sell. So for this as well, we need to change. So I didn't change all the. Okay, so for all these ones that we checked earlier, remember we said they are all buys. So we're going to copy the no action up to this point. Yeah, okay. So from 75 to 80, that's a buy. From 49 to 51, that's a buy. From 22 to 24, that's a buy. From 0.872 to 0.89, that's a buy. From 148 to 149, that's a buy as well. Okay, so that's a buy too. From 17,112 to 18,047, that's a buy too. From 0.88 to 0.8875, that's a buy too. From 110.3 to 110.6, that's a buy too. Okay, so we change it to a green. From 1.454 to 1.469, that's a buy too. From 1.347 to 1.352, that's a buy too. From 1.702 to 1.723. That's a buy 2. Okay. From 0.826 to 0.845. That's a sell. So that's why it's red, as you can see. So the last move from 170.55 to 169.1. That's a sell. And then finally from 1.9355 to 1.941. That's a buy. Okay. So perfect. So with that, you can see we have the right information that tells us the move of the market for this month, for the month of March. Okay. So we see that the market moved from, so out of all the 28 products, 26 products, only 1, 2, 3 came down. So all the rest went upwards. Okay. So we are now going to copy this. So for the month of April, which we are just starting, okay. So let me show you, for example, what will now happen. So for the month of April, we are going to copy this as our previous month. Okay, we're going to copy it as our previous month and be able to paste it for our April strategy updates. Okay, so we're going to paste it on our April strategy updates, which is here. So we're going to paste it here. So it's going to change from February to April, from March, February to March. And then we are going to update this side to from March. This will now be for April. Okay. So that will now be for April. Yeah. So that will now be for April. So that will now be for April. So we also update all the information for April. Okay. So and this so for this as well. So let's just put, okay, like today's first. So let's put the actual date there. Okay. So we have this for first, and also because the month is April. So for this will not be April. Okay. Yeah. So so like we said, today's first. So just to give you an insight into how we get these figures. Okay. So and remember, those information are very, very important, because so also we'll get our final March updates and put the report here. So I'm going to copy that as well and paste it there, so that I'll be able to see the growth in the course of the month. Okay, because we want to monitor that growth as much as possible throughout the whole of the year. Okay, so that's the plan. So we change this as well to April, because this is for the April report. Okay, so we change it to April. Yeah, so the update is good for April. So because we are going to be April, so we're going to get our week 0 April, and then our April to from, we are just in week 1, so get it for the update of week 1, and then we get all the high and low for the periods, and then every other information that we need. Okay, so that's that. So let's copy also the highest price and the lowest price um so for March, so we copy the highest price and lowest price for March as well. Okay, so that we'll get a better update. So we copy that and paste here for the previous month. So that's that. Okay, so this will now be for the March April update from now on. Okay, so that's the rule. So and then also we get the moves as it is here. Okay, our AB2, because we have our AB2 control as well to monitor the prices, the change. So AB2 match, we get the data here. Okay, so we paste here the way it is from there. And also, this will also help us to monitor the growth of our AV2 in the course of the year. So we want to use this to monitor our AV2 for the year. So if you look at this, for example, let me show you the graph to see how important this is. So if you look at it, if you inside the graph here, you'll be able to see our AUDJPY as growing up, so which means the market is buying. Look at this for AUDUSD, the market came down and then it's trying to go up again. So it's either the market goes back upwards for the rest of the year or the market comes downwards below this. Okay. Euro AUD, the market is going up. So the market at the end of the day, what you want to achieve in this is we want to have a peak, highest and the lowest. Okay. And that peak, the first peak will determine the direction of the market. So it's either this becomes our first peak and then the market will be a sell for the rest of the year, or this becomes our first peak and then the market becomes a buy for the rest of the year. So currently now, the market is a sell because this point has not reached this point. So for this year, currently the market is a sell. So, but if this point should reach this point upwards, then the market will change from a sell to a buy. Or if it doesn't come to this point again in the next 2, 3, 4 months, in the next 2, 3 months after reaching this point, then that means the market is not coming down again. The market is going up. So we are given a time frame for each peak because at the end of the day, one of the peak must remain the same, and then the other one will continue for the rest of the year. Okay, so look at this as well. It has been a buy all the way until now to the third month. So there it continues and the low never, and the price, these prices never come to this point again, or the market changes direction and then it never goes above this point again. So with that information, we'll be able to know the best action to take for the rest of the month. So you can see here for now is a buy. So if it reaches here and doesn't come down again, then we know that the market, so for most of the markets, as you can see, all the positions are buy. Okay, so that will help us identify the direction to take at the end of the month. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this updated to our April. Okay, and then yeah, so that's our updates for April, as you can see. Okay, so the next thing that I will also do is, okay, so we already have the updates. Okay, so that's all. So that's part of the information that this will be able to help us to give direction of the market, okay, for the rest of the month. So the earlier we identify this trend, this move, then the better for us. So it will be able to help us to know the move of the market and also the action to take. So we have a backup position. So for example, for this now, the market is growing 98.5. Okay, so this will be our starting point for the new month as 98.5. If the market goes above, then it's a buy. If the market should fall down below 98.5, then the market is no more a buy but a sell. So this will be our control position to help us to identify the market trend and also to be able to make a move of the market as accurate as possible. So that will help us to take the best and the correct action as early as possible to enable us to get the best result from the market. Okay, so that's what we want to achieve from that. So again, yeah, so which report is this? Okay, this is still the match. Okay, fine. So sorry, let me save this as yeah. So I'm saving that to enable me continue with it in the course of the month as well. Okay. Yeah. Okay, good. So that's how um this strategy will work effectively. Okay. So as you can see, so with this information, we're able to monitor the growth in March for Bofad strategies. Okay. And so we're able to get the move of the market and also the backup prices and the actions. So currently, like this one is saying we should take a backup of a sell at 18.025. Also, it's also giving us an average of 18.132. So you can see here, 18.132 is higher than 18.025. So from 18.132, we can start planning to sell downwards for NASDAQ if the price should come below that. Okay. For New Zealand USD, the current, this is 0.61, this is 0.6145. So it depends on now. So if the price is above 0.6145, then we start planning to sell from 0.61 from 0.6145 instead of having to wait to 0.61. Okay. So let me just look at the real price, the current price for New Zealand USD. The current price for New Zealand USD is 0.598. New Zealand USD 0.598. So if you look at 0.598 is below these 2 points. Okay. So what that means now is that instead of a sell, this will be a buy. So if the market should go above 0.61, then we start buying upwards. That's what it's going to mean. Okay. So that is the plan. Okay. So, but this will be able to give us information accurately. So look at, for example, look at silver. We have 24 here, we have 25.2 here. So if the market should come below 25.2, then we start selling downwards. Okay. So, and if it goes, so currently the price is, I think the current price is 25.1. Okay. So it's still in the sell range. So the market is a sell, but if we should go above it to 25.3, 25.4, then it should be a buy or true. Okay, so these control points will also help us to take our decisions at a right position for the rest of the new month. Okay, to plan ahead for the new month in advance. Yeah. So, and also, like I explained earlier, also for our scrapping report last month, March. So, for our scrapping report, it shows the direction of the market and then the final result at the end of the day. So, getting all the data available, it helps to show the move of the market and independently. So our Bofad monthly strategies is different from the scrapping report. So the scrapping report on its own as well also helps to show the final decision of the market and also the move of the market in the course of the month. So you can see the market. So just to be able to give you an insight into it, let me draw it into a chart and you see the growth. Okay. So look at it. The market came down to this peak. This peak became our lowest. And then the market went up to this peak, which is our highest. So our ability to identify this peak as our lowest will help us to take a buy decision to the high peak. Initially, the market was high at this point. So it was a sell all downwards to this point. And then from this point, it changed to a buy. That's for AUDJPY. Let's look at another product, Euro AUD. So you see the market, if you look at it, this still remains the lowest and this still remains the highest. Okay. So from this point is a buy all the way to this point. So all the information we need to give us the best result is just this point and this point. Once we have these two, we buy here and we get here, we say sell downwards. That's all we need for the rest of the month. Also look at this. This is our lowest. So this market is a buy all through to the end of the month. You can see this market is a buy through all through the month. See this market, it's a buy from this point to this point. From this point, it turned to a sell. From this point, it turned to a buy. So these 3 points, 1, 2, 3, are very, very important for us to take our actions for the rest of the month. For this is our lowest. This is the point we need to buy all through to the highest point. So, and also, you can see here, we have decisions, we have max positions here. We have positions, we have decisions. So what he's trying to tell us that if our position is in line with our direction for the month, then it's a yes. Okay, so for this AUDJPY, it's a buy, yes. So which means the market for the month is a buy. For Euro AUD USD, sell, yes. So anytime we have a yes for all of them, you can see this one, because it's not in line with our direction, so this one does not give us a yes. But anytime we have a yes, then we go with the decision that we have here for scrapping. So that is going to be the plan for the month. Okay, so this helps us to identify also when the market moves and what action that it needs to take in the course of the month. Okay, and then also this helps to give us the final result to know whether the market is, according to the conditions that we've set into it, whether the market is working for that position to get itself updated, or the market is, or whether the market is waiting for other information, okay, or that direction, that the market has changed to another direction. So 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 yeah, yeah, so yeah, so yeah, so those are the information. So this information, so this information would help us. So you can see, yep. So you can see that the information. Yeah. So you can see the growth as well. This is for the monthly updates, weekly updates. Okay. So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. And then here again, we have so many interesting information. So here also we have another information that will help us to know the movement of the market. Okay. So you see this one is coming down. So it's a sell to this point. Then from 98.1, it became a buy. Okay. So the market fell down to this point and then it moved up to a buy from this point. So any price above this point will be a buy. Okay. But any price below this point will be a sell. So same thing, as you can see, a sell initially, then became a buy. And any price below this will be a sell. Any price above this will be a buy. Okay. So you see, this one is a buy. Can you see? See, this one is a buy. Yeah, so this as well was a buy. So at this point, if the price goes above this buy, you come down, sell. Yeah, so sell, then finally buy. Okay. So these graphs need updates on weekly basis, you know, to be so this helps us to be able to identify the move of the market effectively, you know, to be able to show the direction. So this helps us effectively. So this also is a buy, came down and went upstairs. So this also is a buy trend, So this information will be able to tell us effectively um, the direction of the market that helps, to be able to give the correct decision and the direction of, of the market, you know. So, uh, sorry, let me try to put my phone. So, so that is the update, okay? And then, like I said earlier as well, so we copy all the updates, so the end, our ending results will always be at this on this side of the report to be able to move to the growth and the move of the market. Okay, so like we said earlier, look at AUD JPY. So for AUD JPY again, if you want to look at um the market, you see is going up. AUD USD, you see. So the same thing, crude oil, you see the move, DAX move, you know. So so this this helps to get the direction of the market effectively. So with this information, we are able to plan a backup just in case the market changes direction. And also we have the control prices as much as possible. Okay. So that is the plan. So this is what this and also like as you see here, this also is also um yeah, so mm, so week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. Um, so for the week 4, for the last updates, okay. So I've not updated it, so let's just update together. Okay, so let's get the week updates. Yep, so yep, so uh So we update this according to the moves. So we get all the updates from that, So normally we update this and then we use it to update this place. So it helps us to identify the trend and the moves, and things like that. So um so let's just see. Um so that's is low and low, low. Um yeah, so um sorry, let me just try and update this so that you'll be able to see the trend. So the importance of the information, the data that we are updating is to help us, you know, get updates of the correct actions. So, so, mm, so, 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 Yeah, so that's it. So and just like the chart I showed you as well, you know, um it also gives an idea of the movement of the markets. Okay. So insert um you see, so this news USD card has been a growth going higher, going higher, going higher, going higher, going higher, going higher, going higher. Can you see? So we can easily be able to predict and project, from that direction. So that will be able to help us. So generally, that's our plan. Okay. And that's the condition. So this will help us generally to all we are trying to do is to get all the ideas that will help us to predict the market accurately. Okay. So so that so that's the plan. And that is what we want to achieve. So that's a summary of the whole performance of the month of March, and we'll be able to use that again to bet into April to be able to see the performance and review it at the end of April. Thank you very much. I remain yours and only Oluwase Fadare, and hopefully you'll be able to come again in the month of April to review the performance effectively. Thanks, and have a great time. Cheers. Bye.